In today's video, we're going to check out what the CC2 can really do. We're going to design some stuff in Shaper 3D and print it just for the Centauri Carbon 2. We're going to see how it handles the first layer and other critical details when it comes to multicolor printing. So if you guys are interested in that, stick around and let's get to it. Let's go design some stuff in Shaper 3D real quick for the Centauri Carbon. I think the Centauri Carbon does the first layer really well, so we're going to test out the Lightbox and see how well it holds up. So first I'm going to open Shaper 3D. I'm going to make a bounding box of our printer size. So that is, I'll just say 250 to be safe. 250 by 250. All right, and then I'm going to center this. So that's the area we have to work with. I'm going to import the ELEGOO logo. And it's just a PNG. So we need to rescale it. Once we scale it to about where we want it, we can continue our sketch. So we know that's big enough, we can shut off our sketch, and then we can start a new sketch, and we're gonna kinda work on this. So it just looks like there's a couple circles. So what is this, 74, which is this one. Just make a match. And then we're gonna offset this one to about 24. Offset this one to 24. And then we can take the line and then go in and kind of just make these cuts. And we will need to connect these kind of like in a smooth motion. And got one more over here. Let's see how this looks. Now we're gonna grab the trim tool and cut away everything we don't want. So we don't want this, this. These are gonna be one piece. Oop. So a line wasn't touching here. There we go. Go back to the trim tool. Then we can cut that. And this one. All right, then we can always readjust if needed. As long as this flows pretty well, I'll be happy with it. All right, so that looks good. Okay, I'm gonna offset the whole part. I'm gonna give it like a border around it, and then we're gonna offset it again for the actual shell of the Lightbox. So I'm gonna go 5 out, and then we're gonna offset it again on the outer portion only, another 5. And then we can get rid of this inner one. So double click on the inner piece, delete that, and we can turn off our sketch now. We kind of know what it looks like, or our image. And then we're gonna make this one half blue, half light blue like the actual logo. Okay, so we are left with this so far. We got the two pieces, the middle piece, and then the border. So we're going to extrude these downward -1. I usually like to make my Lightbox faces -1. The light shines through really well, especially with ELEGOO filament. So I'm going to rename this one dark blue. Do this one -1. This one will be light blue. And then this other piece is going to be -1 and white. Gonna have a good contrast. All right, so now we can start working on the outer box. I always do this -40. This is just personally how I design my light boxes. And then we can flip it to the back side, select this back face and hit sketch. And then we will offset this inner wall 2 millimeters. This is so it can go together and come apart easier without having to like force anything. And then this back plate, I always do -4. And then we can turn that sketch back on real quick, hit extrude again, and we're gonna extrude these up 4. It's gonna automatically join everything and union them, but we don't want that. We're gonna turn it to a new body. And then save, and then these two are the back pieces, the -4 and the +4, and we're gonna union those. So those have been unioned, and now we have that back case. So we can shut off the outer body, which will be black. So we can shut that off and work on the little tabs. So we want some tabs. We just turn it this way, start a new sketch, and my tabs go from the top of the inner piece of the box. I just want to make sure I'm on the middle line. I'm going to put a guide here just so I know it's the middle. But I always start from the top and go down so it's 0.38. And then, I mean, give or take around 10 is perfect. So 10 millimeters wide, 3.8 down, and we're not touching this bottom lip. Now we need to move this sketch to the front. I'm going to put it right as close as we can get. So that's okay. We will hit extrude. We're going to pull this out 5 millimeters and make a new body. So now once we have this piece, we're going to select these two corners, chamfer them. I do 1.4 and then select this face and go in until it's about 4. So you're left with this little shape. And now the last thing to do is to select that whole body and move it in until the whole piece is touching. So we're touching the edge, that's perfect. Now we can take this and mirror it to the other side. So those are 2 clips for now. We can also, I'm going to see if we can get away with just the 2 clips. It might be fine. Sometimes if it's a square, I do the four sides, but because it's circular like this, I could do 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, or I'll just try the 2 outer ones and see if it holds together well. But now that we have those, we're going to union all these together so it's all one piece on the back plate. And I will rename this back plate, which will also be black. And then we could turn on the black shell, and we need to subtract these 2 so the tabs have something to go into. So we're going to subtract the back plate from the main piece, and you can see it's cutting out those little tab holes. And then we're going to keep the original, and done. So now if you turn off the back plate, you still have the holes, which is perfect. Okay, next we can select the back plate, and we're going to make a wall mounting jig essentially for a nail. So I usually do them 50 millimeters long and 10 millimeters wide. And then I go in here and grab the line tool and go 5.831 all the way down. Also, we need a hole for the cables to run through, and I might put it on one of these sides. I guess let's do it on this side. And I usually make it 16 millimeters just to be safe, so any plug can fit through it. And then we're going to hit E and extrude both of these all the way through the back plate, so it's at least -8. Now shut off the back, or the black sides. We're going to select the top and hit sketch. And then we're going to reorientate it until we can see our nail holders. And then create another line all the way across. And then extrude these down -4, just so the nails don't have to touch like any of the LEDs or the wires. So we have the teeth. They're just back in there and nothing's going to get hit. All right, and if we want to see it in full color before we actually print it, we can do that real quick. So dark blue, and then this one's more of a light blue. This one is straight white, and both these pieces are going to be printed in black. So give or take, it's not perfect. It's not a gradient like their logo actually is, but it's going to get the job done. All right, so let's export this and go print it. Okay, to get these imported, I'm just going to import them all at the same time, excluding the back plate. So then you're going to load these as multiple parts, a single object with multiple parts, click yes, and it all comes in. Then you can make a new plate, and we can put in that back plate. And that's oriented correctly. This one we need to flip, but let's get it all colored first. So objects, dark blue is going to be 2, light blue is going to be 3, and white is going to be 4. And then make sure all of your filaments are the correct filament you're using. I'm just going to use the generic profile for everything for PLA, and we can flip this downward. So these are our 2 prints, and then I'm gonna get these printed and we'll show them off in a second. All right, let's get this first light box off. And let's check it out. Look at that first layer. This looks really, really good. Nice and stable. It's not breaking through on itself. And yeah, I can't wait to get this lit up. All right, and let's check it out. This is a light box quality you can get off of the Centauri Carbon 2. You see nice, smooth first layers. It's all pushed together. You're not getting separation. And this is how I set up the LEDs. Just these little small LED pucks. I will put these in the description, but these snap together with those tabs that we made. And now let's turn it on. All right, also for my 10K on YouTube, I'm going to 3D print and 3D model in Shaper 3D a play button for 10K. I know it starts at silver for 100,000 followers, so definitely not there yet, but I'm gonna make a bronze one and make it a 10K plaque, essentially. And then I'm gonna hang it up in my store. So first, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna make a bounding box of about 250 by 250. 250 by 250, we're gonna center this. And then I'm gonna import a picture of what a play button looks like. And then we're gonna scale it to size. So it just needs to fit within the 250 by 250-ish area. I know it's a little bit more, but just being cautious. All right, so that looks good. We can turn off that initial sketch and start a new. So I'm gonna start by tracing this whole piece. And honestly, this is gonna be pretty easy to 3D model. It's not very complicated. It just looks like it is a square, and then with that play button kind of dug into it. So they don't look that thick. Let's make it about 1 inch. So 25.4, hit sketch. We're gonna start a new sketch, and I'm gonna try to mimic the YouTube logo. Actually, because I can't see the YouTube logo, I'm gonna turn that extrusion negative so it goes below it. Okay, so now we can start a sketch off of this top one again. And let's start with another square, but I kind of want these edges marked out. Okay, so I'm gonna start right here, pull it down so it's flat on these sides as well. And then we could delete these lines. We're gonna make the triangle real quick. All right. Now, let's extrude this part down. Let's say it's a good 12 millimeters, about halfway. And then we're gonna try to match those curves. So you're gonna select these and bring it in until we like what we have. So it's kind of an in-between. It's not like a perfect. Let's see. Is that gonna be okay, or should I do the actual logo? Honestly, I think people will get the hint. I think it'll be okay. And then this is only out a little bit. I think I went a little too deep as well. Okay, so that looks good. Now we can check. This says YouTube and has the YouTube logo down here. I'm gonna see if I can just find that YouTube logo real quick. Okay, so I did end up finding the SVG for it, or the DXF file for it. So I'm gonna import this, and then I might as well just fix the actual logo anyway. So we're gonna select this, move this down, and scale it down. Ooh, almost perfect. You know, I think I'm just gonna keep it and be happy with that. All right, so now we need to put name. Let's see, throw some text on here. So presented to the 3D print stop for passing 10,000 subscribers. Okay, then we're gonna line it up. It is definitely not that tall. Let's do that. It's a little bit bigger, but that's okay. All right, I like that. And we also need to fix this play button, right? So I'm just gonna delete that sketch, import another YouTube DXF file, hit done, and delete that portion of it. hopefully. Okay, now we can move just the play button to where it needs to be. Scale, what, 60%? And done. Okay, so we could shut off the image again, extrude this down a little, and then we can cut these words into it. Should I make this multi-color to read these? No, it's all usually the same color. Okay, so we're going to extrude this -0.8, and it's gonna initially cut it, but we're gonna turn it into, did that go up? Oh, we are not on the same plane. Okay, that's okay. So we have all these. We can select them all with the bodies on the left, and then move them down into the surface, just like that. And now we can subtract them all. Keep this one positive. You see all the letters are already negative except for one. So it usually kind of like messes one up, and then we just fix those two. All right, and then we're gonna keep the removed bodies because we want them a different color. I decided I'm gonna go with a different color. If I'm gonna print it bronze, let's just make the text black to make it really pop. All right, so all the text is there. Does that look like a play button? I feel like all the edges are just hard on them too. So like this kind of looks like a play button. The only thing that's different is this part will be super shiny. So do we need, let's see, how would we make that shinier than the rest? If we export this or extrude this up about 1 millimeter, too much. Let's go 1 and then make this a new body, and we're gonna essentially see if we can kind of shrink the edges real quick. So I'm pushing them all back -0.1. Now we gotta find a way to do all this. And then offset this curve by 0.1. There we go. And then let's just pick that piece and extrude that all the way down. That was the wrong way. All right, so -1. Okay, so that edge is gone. If we turn this back on, we should have just a small border around everything. You can kind of see it over here. Boom, boom. So that should be good. So we're gonna print that upside down, maybe on a hollow graphic sheet or a smoother sheet to hopefully make it shinier. And yeah, this is our play button. Let's export this. So we're gonna import all of these. It's gonna say all the letters are too small. That's okay, just click no for all of them. And then we're gonna import it as a single part. Let's add a couple colors. It's gonna be more of a bronze. Okay, and then we still have black. So body number 1 is gonna be 5. And then we're gonna import number 65. But we're gonna try to flip this upside down and print it on a flat plate. That's also going to be bronze. All right, so we have these. Oh no, I moved this. There you go. Okay, so now we can move it all together at the same time. Put that back, put 65 back out here. Flip that, turn it bronze. And yeah, okay, so now we can test this and get it all printed. All right, let's check out our plaque. Look at that. So the Centauri carbon can do first layers really well. It's great for multicolor short prints like this or like a Lightbox. It does phenomenal. So if you guys are worried you're not gonna get the same kind of quality out of another machine for the budget price, it is not true. It is a great machine, and I think you'll be happy with it. I also want to thank you guys all for hitting 10K. Hope you guys enjoyed the giveaway, and let's see if we can get a real play button next time. All right, with that being said, this is Jordan from the 3D Print Stop. Happy printing.